Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be looking at one of my favourite roller coasters of all time. And this roller coaster is in the UK and I'm going to be rating it and reviewing it from all of the elements, and if you haven't guessed already, it is NEMESIS Reborn at Alton Towers Resort. And this ride is mental. There's advertising everywhere. I can remember getting excited when I saw this advert on screen now. And I'll be looking at everything, even down to the texture on the eye. And Nemesis is one of my favourite rides of all time. Maybe behind Swarm, maybe ahead of it, I don't know. The circumstances weren't right for it to be a fair judgment. But on this ride, then the atmosphere is insane. Not only in the area, but all over the park. Like I said earlier, there was the advertising for when I walked in. I saw the massive poster. And I'd heard that it was good, but I didn't expect it to be this good. It was really, really good. Now, this ride is fast. It might not be as fast as Formula Rossa, and it's definitely not as tall as King Dakar, rest in peace. But the layout and how creative it is, I need to give it points just for that. And not to mention how it's so thrilling, despite not being much on paper in comparison to some other ones in places such as America and in Dubai. But I think that this ride is maybe the most iconic in the world, maybe, probably not, but definitely in the UK. Hyperia might take over soon, but probably not. Oh no, what's that sound? I've angered the golden goddess! Whew, that was scary. Anyway, as I was saying, it's a really iconic ride, and some of its elements are absolutely brilliant. So in terms of the ride itself, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And next, we're going to go on to the theming. So, the theming in the area of Forbidden Valley is really good, but also really contrasting between the Nemesis area and the Galactica area. And there are some rumours that it might change in the 2025 season because of some of the things that happened at the Phalanx Expo. But I think that the theming's top notch in the Nemesis part of Forbidden Valley. And if I'm really thinking about it, I can't think of a ride that has better theming. Maybe something at a Disney Universal Park, maybe Voltron. But other than that, I think it's one of the best themed roller coasters in the world, definitely in the UK. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, even with the fact that Galactica is there, and it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever why they have a ride like that next to that and they didn't do a retheme along with Nemesis. But if they do again, I'm going to have to give it a 14 out of 10 because it's really good. Now, you're probably wondering what I meant by the texture on the eye, and I actually just meant looks in general, but specifically on the eye, I like how it gives off the feeling of a fiery and flamey end to the way that Nemesis went out and how they're rebuilding and the Phalanx have taken over, and it adds to the whole area, and it's really big, and it almost made me go blind because I looked into it for way too long. And the theming in the queue is also really good with the pieces of track, and I have some plans in the future to go to Fort Park. That's not part of this. I don't know why I had to mention it there, but I'll do a vlog on that. And now, the time has come. What is my overall review? Now, the theming, 10 out of 10. The eye, 10 out of 10. The ride, 8 out of 10. So for that reason, I am giving it a 9.5 out of 10. I don't know if that's the mean or not, but overall, that's what I'd rate it. I think it is a world-class ride in a world-class area, in an almost world-class park, if the operations were better, but they're not. When I went there, the Wicker Man was shut because it was on fire. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I just saw some images of how busy it was on the day that it reopened. And I can remember thinking it was busy when I went there, and it was a 60-minute queue, and then it was like an 8-hour queue on the day it opened, and I'm really lucky that it wasn't very busy when I went. I can remember when I went to Fort Park, Hyperia got up to like 200, because we went on the first weekend of Fright Nights, which is bound to be busy. But yeah, I'd like to go back to Fort Park and compare Hyperia to Nemesis in another video, because from all I've heard, Hyperia is better, but I don't know how you get any better than Nemesis. But you'll have to see and find out later, and I'll see you in the next one.